LinkedIn is a fantastic tool for generating leads for certain types of businesses. And to get started, the first thing is to make sure that your account has some interesting things here. So you can click on the pencil and go to that. You get to your account by clicking on your icon up here, view profile. You want to have a good professional photo because that always shows some sort of interesting background, helps it a little bit as well. And then these points here are something that you want to have that stands out, because when people see a connection request, that's what's going to be in the connection request. So it's important to have something that's a bit of a USP, something that's interesting or attractive that makes you stand out from the crowd so that they may be interested in saying yes to your connection request. So that's the first thing. You can click on the pencil and you can edit that. You have a certain number of characters, so you can see I'm right on my limit. And it goes to -2 here, so I'm right on the limit of what I can put. And yes, it is a good idea to figure out what that limit is, and then try and maximize it, use it as much as you can. Notice that you have a link here to your website, or you can add a link. So you click on the pencil again, and here you want to get your website URL. You can put in more than one because you have these drop down arrows that are selecting what that actually is. I recommend you put your main website here and then choose company. Obviously, if you have a blog on your website, then you want to do the same thing here as well. Make sure that you have your phone number. You can specify work or home, etc. and address. If you want to put your physical address in there as well, you can put an email address in there as well. And just make sure all those things are in there as well, and then hit your apply. And same with your profile. You want to make sure that you've got a fair bit of meat here in your profile. Like a couple of lines isn't that interesting. Try and do a bit more than that. And you can write it third person as I have. So Tim Stokes, for example, or you can write it first person. It's up to you. And it's a good idea to have something like this on the bottom of it, like your phone number. It's up to you if you want to put your email. Email is a good way to get spammed. If you add that, I don't think you need to, but you can put your website there, which I do recommend, and you could probably put your Facebook page here like I have on my profile as well. So that's getting your house in order, and it's a good idea to put in relevant things down here. Put some background of experience. You can see you can really pad out your own experience. You can even embed videos like I have here. Skills, you can edit that a little bit. Recommendations are a good thing because it depends on your industry as to whether people will check you out or not. With your profile nicely optimized, improved with your website on there, contact details, etc., then you should be able to click on this and you can see where the URL is, phone number, etc., email. All that information is there. You can customize your URL if you'd like to do that as well. That's something else that you have the option to do. Then you are ready to carry out a search. Now this is where search is, it's a bit of trial and error sometimes. If I type in plumbers, let's say I want to connect with a plumbing company owner, then you would type the word plumber or plumbing, either one. That's where you need to find this out by doing some research if you like. And then I only want to connect to business owners in my case, so therefore I'd use a Boolean operator called and I would put in here business owner. And so what that's going to do, the word and in all caps, it must be all caps, is it's going to search for all profiles that have plumbers and business owner listed in their profiles. And by putting double inverted commas or on either side of this, it won't just give me business and it won't just give me owner as separate search results. It has to have business owner in their profile. And then I hit that enter button there, or that little spyglass, and then you get a result. Now there's not a lot here, but if you have a look at them, it says current business owner and current business owner. And that doesn't say plumber, however, so there's something strange going on there. Normally it would. That's plumbing business owner. So sometimes this happens where you get a result that it doesn't actually make a lot of sense. So it's like this one, business owner capital bookkeeping. Why am I getting a bookkeeper in there? So sometimes you need to, well not sometimes, but every time you need to just check that your results line up with what you actually want, because again, we're getting plumber here. we shouldn't be getting this. So what I'm going to do is now change it to plumbing instead of plumbers, because that might be why this is happening. Now, see the difference. We had 900 results, now we've got 12,000. So obviously people are using plumbing on their profile, not plumbers so much. And as a result, a huge increase in results. So business owner at Paul's Plumbing, plumbing and gas, business owner, Pink Plumbing. So you can see that the results now are consistent with what I wanted. Again, we've got this person coming up, a bit strange, but you get the odd one that doesn't look like it belongs, but I'll show you how to deal with that in a second. So I'm just checking that these are quite good. Plumbing contractor, director plumbing, drainage, yeah, business owner plumbing, drainage. Okay, so I'm generally getting what I want, but let's say that we're getting quite a few of these that we didn't want, like contractor. We don't want to connect to a contractor, so you can put the word not, again, must be, all capital letters, not contractor. I don't need to put that in double inverted commas, but force of habit I will. And the contractor is now not showing. So by using the word not in here, you can just refine your search. So it's just a better way to do it. The other thing is that I'm getting these 10,000 results here with this result. I just want to change this to managing director just to see what happens. Let's change this to, managing director. If you're using more than one word, you need to use double inverted commas. Hit enter for that. Let's see what we get. So we're getting 8,000 there. Interesting. So managing director and the word plumbing, that's good. Plumbing, managing director plumbing, managing director plumbing, managing director plumbing. So that's a pretty good result. So again, if I didn't get ones that I wanted, maybe I don't need the contractor here, because you're typically not going to get as many contractors that. Let's see if that makes any difference. So 8,000 results to 9,000, got a little bit higher. So there were some contractors in there, but it might be contractors as is plumbing contractors. So maybe I don't want to do that when I'm searching with managing directors. So this is an example of the sort of things that you can do. You can do a lot of different searches. You can actually really ramp up the Boolean searches and really add a lot more to it. But let's just say that we've got that as a result. The next thing that we need to do is to figure out who we want to reach out and get a connection with. So if I just said I only want to show my first level connections, let's see, I've got 92 plumbers out of all those results. Well, that's interesting. That's just said to me I need to go and do a lot more connection requests. So the way that you do that is you choose second level. Now a second level connection is everyone who is connected to your first level. So I only have 92 plumbers, for example. However, those 92 might be connected to, and all my other contacts might be connected to a lot more, because here I have a possible 855. So these, when they're second level, I can now send a connection request to. And it's better to customize it. You can just hit send now. Let's just see what happens if I do that. It's sent. Okay, but it's going to be a very generic, boring connection. So it's better to customize it with add a note. So what's the note? His name's Matt with 2 T's. Hi Matt. I came across your interesting profile and would like to connect with you. Now that's not very exciting, it's not very interesting, but think about something you can put there. It could be your profile is very interesting, blah blah blah. However, if you're outsourcing this, then that might be all you need to send. And when you've sent one, then you might want to copy paste. So that way you might send the same thing to the next person. Hi, and then leave a space for a comma, and then when you've typed that's a pretty common thing. So when you've finished that, you do Control C on your keyboard and then Control V next time you go to the next person, and then you just simply add their name in there, and that way it saves you a little bit of typing. So that's as simple as it is. So all these are you can send connections to all these. Now when you're on a free account, you don't get a lot of options. It won't give you typically all the results. it'll only limit you to how many results you can see. Sometimes it won't give you all, because when you're on a free profile, that's their way of limiting you and what you can actually do with it. So that's the first thing. You're getting your connections up. Now, it might be that 2 out of 10 say yes. It depends. There's so many different variables. Depends on your offer, depends on your message, depends on the industry you're in, depends on who you're targeting to ask for connection requests. All sorts of things are going to govern that, obviously. So that's where I recommend you start. And once you have the people that are connected to you, then you can just send them messages through your network or through messaging. Through messaging here, you can search for people, and by searching for people, start with A, for example. Then you click on this, and then you send them a message, and then you same thing, copy paste. Now, if you've ever sent messages to people before, as you can see, I've sent a lot of messages to a lot of my contacts. It'll be in history, so you know what you've sent to them before, and what will show up here might be your initial connection request as well. So that way you can see what you sent them in your connection request as well, so that way you can keep track of it all. So you can gradually go through your list of everyone that you have on your list and slowly do it through alphabetical if you like. You could do it by profile. But that's a bit of an example of what you can do with LinkedIn to get your connection requests up. The other thing is that if you click on home, then you can see how many people are viewing your profile. And obviously through your activity on LinkedIn, you would like to see that number go up. The account showing it up, going up and down here, depending on activity that you're carrying on with on the profile. The other thing is that you want to be publishing posts, so that's what this number here shows. You can just create your own post here just by clicking on that and type in your headline, for example, and like this, and then paste all your content there if you like, and then you can add an image, etc. You can add a video, and then you just simply hit post, and you have some post options here where you might like pump it out through your Twitter. So sometimes you can do that. Sometimes you can just do this is a manual way of, this has all been automated through a program I'll show you in a second, but this is a way that you can copy from a blog, and from a blog post. From a blog post you can copy the headline, for example, and then paste that in. That's your headline, for example, and then put in a couple of lines possibly. To find out more, visit the post, and then you put in your URL, and what it will do, it will load that. So you wait for it to load, and then you just delete the URL, and then it's here as a link, which when that goes live, then that will be there as a link, and then you just hit post, and then it's done. And that's just sharing an update. That's virtually sharing an update. So it comes across as a post, so that's what this is here. So when you click on that, how many people have viewed your post, what it does is it loads all your previous posts in there. If you click on that number there, then it tends to show you your different profiles. So this one, I'm up to 252, it came out 6 days ago. This one that's been out for a week, 338. This one's been out 2 weeks, 685 views. That's one of my more popular ones. And these are coming, if you look at them, they've got a similar sort of layout. They have the hashtag in here, which is good because this is coming out from another program. And a lot of these are actually similar, but they're just mixing up the content. So it's a program I'm using called Missing Letter, and it's something that you might like to look into for yourself. And you sign in, and then you can add a blog. So I've just written a blog, for example, so I'll put my URL in. Where's my most recent one? So you put in the URL of your blog, hit next. And this program's quite smart. It's saying yes, that's fine, create a new for me to review. Excellent work. So what will happen is that'll send me an email. So then what I can do is I can go and post. Now you can see here that I'm getting clicks to my website from like 45 clicks in a week, 21, 12, goes up and down a bit, 55. So what this does is it pumps the blog out through its network, and that's one thing it's doing, and that's not going to give you a lot of traffic. Even though this all looks really exciting and impressive, it's actually not. But what it does is it's creating these blogs that you're seeing on LinkedIn. So all these come from that program. So instead of posting it directly to LinkedIn, what it does is it does the work for me using this website called Missing Letter. So it's something that you might want to look into. It's a subscription pay per month, and you can add your profile. So I have 3 Facebook pages: my LinkedIn page, my Google Plus page, my Twitter, and another Google Plus page. That all of these are getting that same blog. So this website, what it does is it sends the blog that you created out with those hashtags for the keyword phrase, simple ones like business owner or something like that, and it pumps this same blog post out through all these different social platforms for me, but not just once. It does it quite a few times in the actual year, so it spreads it out over a year, because anyone who's connected to you will probably not see every blog that you post unless they're super keen and live on one of these social platforms. The reality is a lot of people come and go on these social platforms, so they're missing probably 60 or 80 or 90% of all the blog posts that are always coming out on LinkedIn that you can see when you're on your home page. So they're constantly coming out. There's always new ones appearing all the time. So most people are missing most of these posts most of the time. So what this online program does is it works on that principle, and it puts them out on these social platforms and uses a different screenshot, if you like, a different grab of the same article, and then just keeps posting it out. So if I go back to my posts here, I'll see if I can find one. So you can actually select which screenshot. So this is Mindsets for Business Growth. Let's see if I can find that same one. 90% of all the wasted money, business growth, 3 ways to grow your cash. So here's the mindset one. So another mindset is selling skills. So that's the grab it's taken from my article. It's found something that it would put into like a subheading, featured that as like this box here, and where is it? Mindset. Here it's taken a photo from that same blog. So what it does is it grabs the photos from those blogs. This is the actual blog, talking about a millionaire mindset, and what it does is it pulls, there's that photo. So there's the photo that it's used in that blog article, and I've got quite a few. It's a good idea to have lots of photos in your blogs. And what it's done is across all these different networks, it's done all the work, and it's sending them over all these different networks. You can see schedules here: LinkedIn, my Google Plus page, another Google Plus page that I have, Academy of Business Mastery, Facebook page. So that's the schedule of all the different things that are going out. So it sends one article out to all these different platforms, if you've got more than one social platform, and then uses that same article, and it pumps it out like once a week, then once every couple of weeks, then once a month, then once every few months, etc. So it spreads it out over the whole year, and that way if people have missed that same article the first time, then they may pick it up the second or the third time because they missed it the first few times. So this is just a website that I thought you might be interested in. I've been pumping out a lot of things through this actual website myself. So you've got Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, that's it. That's all your options there. So it's just a leverage way of getting your posts out, and that's good because it gives you backlinks back to your website. It gets you some exposure, but even if you only connect to LinkedIn, then it's a way to get your LinkedIn articles out here on a regular basis. Everyone who's connected to you will get that. So at the moment I have 2,731, so 2,731 people will receive this blog post that comes back to my website. So if they read it, they can read more of that article on my website, which is good to get traffic, etc. Now if someone likes it or makes a comment, then whoever likes or makes a comment, all their followers see that that person has liked it as well. So therefore you have a leveraged effect. So that's how LinkedIn kind of works. The first people you're connected to get all access of your content, and then the people that, if any of those like it or make a comment, then all the people that like or make a comment, also that goes to their network as someone that they have made or a post that they've made comment on. So that way it's really leveraging it out here. So this is, all of these are my own blog posts from my own website. You can see with the hashtags here. and you can select your hashtags as part of it. So this is just another way of using LinkedIn, and it's getting your business a lot of exposure. So these articles are coming out on a regular basis. That was the last one that went out 6 days ago. The other thing is you can write your own articles here as well. So this is where I've written an article on LinkedIn, and you can have an article on LinkedIn as well. I'm not sure how well they work in comparison. I tend to prefer just doing the post, which is your own blog site that you're linking to. So yeah, this is just another way to use LinkedIn. You can visit people's profiles. It's a very slow and tedious way. There's a lot of vanity with social profiles. So if you visit someone's profile, they want to know who you are and why you visited their profile. That often comes through with your notifications that someone visited your profile, etc. The other thing is you can do wish people happy birthdays if you like. I tend to personalize it, so it's just not the same as everyone else, and just hit your send there. If they reply to that, then you get a pop-up message come back as well. Any conversations you've had with people tend to stay in here as well. It's a good idea to, if someone's looked at your profile, say I went to this person's profile, so they went to my profile, and that's what happens a heck of a lot on LinkedIn. So it is a good idea to be connecting to visiting other people's profiles, say congratulations, it's good to do all this sort of thing. That just helps to get your profile out there with some exposure, and that's what these profiles are all about. These social profiles are about really getting exposure for yourself and your business, so people are finding out who you are and what you offer, and that's where the articles are good, because then they're finding out more about who you are and what you offer through your specific posts, and over time you see that number will increase from the activity that you do. So yeah, that's LinkedIn. If you've got any questions, feel free, send me an email or give me a phone call. I'm happy to give you some more tips if I've missed anything here that you feel should be here. Enjoy.